Hey everybody, it's Tim. This is the fourth in a series of videos I'm doing on the Slat Grill number 101109. It's the 1108th standardized Jeep made. I've had this Jeep about 2 weeks. Haven't done much to it yet, and I just wanted to document what kind of condition it was found in. From all the indications, I don't think it was molested that much in civilian service. I think it was used quite a bit, and it shows evidence of the use, but I don't think there was a lot of added parts and things to it. It's fairly original, and I would consider this not too far off from where it actually left military service. It's clearly a motor pool rebuild. It's got some things that are on there that are clear signs of a motor pool rebuild. But so for me, the dilemma is, there's original and then there's factory, and those are two different things on this Jeep. Most of the time when you find a Jeep, it's been changed quite a bit, and this one hasn't. So that's going to be my dilemma is, do I keep it sort of as found with the restoration, or do I take it back to factory? And it'll probably end up being kind of a combination of both. So if you enjoy my videos, by the way, again, this is the fourth in the Slat series, go ahead and like and share them. If you don't like my videos, nobody likes your negativity, just keep it to yourself. Also, I am running for the MVPA board, so if you're watching this in the fall of 2021, I do have a video about some of the things that I think are important in the MVPA, so you can go ahead and, if you're interested, go ahead and watch that. And even if you don't like me and don't want to vote for me, I would hope that some of those ideas go forward. So, okay, I've had this Jeep about 2 weeks, and picked it up over in Carlinville, Illinois, 2 weeks ago Saturday, and got it into my garage. It'd be 2 weeks ago tomorrow, and it's mostly just been sitting here. And the only thing I've really done to it is I've removed the plexiglass window from the outer windshield frame, and then I removed the license plate, as well as there was a torque reaction spring thing on there. Looked almost like a screen door hydraulic, and so that's also been taken off. So the front end looks more like a slat. So let's just go ahead and see what we got here. I'm going to do the best I can to identify things, and I'm not a Slat Grill, and I wouldn't even qualify myself as a Jeep expert. I know there's someone out there who spent their entire life studying, the washers on the third screw on generators their entire life, and claims to be an expert. My experience with experts is the more you know about things, the more you realize you don't know everything. And so I kind of feel that way about Jeeps. So, okay, let's take a look. Okay, so here's some things that actually came with it. And this was actually the license plate that was on the front of it, 1979 Illinois plate. And we also found this in it, which there's no date on it. And then this one, which has the same number as the other one. Maybe just the stickers fell off the other one, and the latest date on it is 1984. So it gives a little bit of the history. So this was probably on the road 1984. And I actually went ahead and removed this. This was the windshield bracket that was on the mirror bracket that was on the windshield. It's currently a tetanus creating device, so that's going to go in the trash. Just wanted to show people that. Here's the tail light that was on it, just kind of a civilian tail light. Get rid of that. And there's a vacuum motor. This is the one that we bent so we could get the hood tied down, and I went ahead and pulled that off. So we'll set that over here. Okay. I do have, as an example, my 42 script GPW is sitting right over here. And like anything with, anyone that collects anything, my garage can get a little bit tight here. It's kind of like pants. you know, you wait 20 years and not everything fits in it anymore. So let's just start here with the money shot, which is, okay, hold on, let me get everything situated right. Here is the frame tag. Again, it's 101109, which puts it at 27 November 1941. Seems to be one of the higher numbers produced that day, so it was probably in the afternoon. It'd be in the 8th day of production, and it would also be 10 days before Pearl Harbor. So that's really the only identifying mark on it besides all the Slat Grill parts on it. The data plates are gone. So let's just kind of look at the bumper here. This bumper has clearly been replaced. It's just angle iron, but we do have the original brackets. What's left of them, they've been kind of butchered, and so those are going to have to be all replaced. You can kind of see what the frame, the bolts and things look like there. Again, here's the side. Kind of see what all that stuff looks like in there. This is the other side. Sort of the same story going on there. Now, the bolts do appear to have some markings on them, and the 3 different lines on them. They're much more clear on this side. Especially this one is probably the best surviving bolt compared to these over here. These seem to have been kind of beaten up, or maybe even possibility replaced. And the brackets on the bottom also seem to have been sort of torn up also. So let's go down here to take a look at the shackles, see what they look like. We'll go to the outside of the shackles, see what they look like. It doesn't look, anything doesn't look too weird to me. Here's the spring. Go underneath here so you can kind of see a little bit better what that looks like. And again, here's all the brakes and steering and all that stuff. And I'll try and go underneath the shock mount. If you look over here, you can kind of see that that's broken on the fender bracket, although those are readily available. The good news is I think the fender is probably savable. And then on here we have the blackout drive light, which it wouldn't have been equipped with one when it left the factory. And it's got this kind of funky little light in it, which is different. I guess they sort of used it as a searchlight kind of thing. And here's the hold down brackets. You can see those. See if I can see if we can get any markings off of those. Looks like they're kind of hard to read. Again, there's that. Let's go over to the other side. This is kind of what you can see. This is what's left. It appears that the hold down bracket for the hood probably is mounted like this. This is a broken one I just happen to have, but it probably sits at this angle right here. And I've seen that in pictures. The side of it here is, I believe it's 2032478 is I think what we decided it is. There's probably a W here. And here's a U, appears to be an S, and there's kind of a faint outline of an A that's also there. So that's all still there. Let's look at this side over here. So see what we got going on here. Pretty similar to the other side. Again, I'm sure some Slat Grill aficionado will see something. Looks like the fender bracket has some damage, but it's probably repairable and survivable much more easily than the other one. Okay, let's look at the grill itself. Here's the headlight. I believe these are original headlights. Again, I don't know if this Jeep was kept as 6 volt, 12 volt. Let's look right here at these. A little bit of the spit test there. Kind of see how that is. I think I can kind of make out an E right here on that one. And the turn signals, which have been added, obviously. Here's what's left of this blackout drive light. I'll probably get a better look at it when I take it out. Again, here's that bolt. You can see that. Go across the bottom of the grill right here. You can see some marking, some wire hold downs, which are there. And here's the bracket. Again, there's the turn signal. Let's take another look at the bolts. Let me see if I can get anything to pop out on the bolts. Okay, there we go. See what we got going on the bolts here. Moving close, you can really see anything there on those bolts. And here's the front cross member. You can kind of see that. Yeah, it looks like the frame is in good shape on this. I don't think it's going to need a lot of repair. Also, there's these filler pieces that direct air into the radiator. There's that one, and then there's this one also. Looks like it's somehow attached to the fender. Let's see here. Yeah, you can kind of get up there and see how it's attached. Yeah, I'm doing the best I can with these kind of close circumstances. Okay, so again, here's the headlight. You can kind of see what's going on there. Okay, we're gonna open the hood here. Actually, let's look at the hood just for the different holes and things. Again, I'm pretty sure this is the original. Here's the holes for the blocks. Kind of see nothing too much going on other than it's pretty straight. Okay, let's open this bad boy. I have had some people ask me about this, so you can kind of see the this air deflector that's in there. It's got a little bit of a lip right here. Kind of take it from a little bit higher, maybe a side angle. You can see that a little bit better. And then there's also this piece here in the front for the seam. There's some sort of a patch or something that's right there. Here's the inside of these bolts. And over here, we'll look at the passenger side. Okay. Again, let's look at these bolts. Kind of see what's left of a grounding strap. On both of those. A little bit of a notch going on here. It's on both sides. Okay. Now we're under the hood. Let's just keep going on the grill. So it looks like someone has added some stuff on here and electrical taped it. Let's go across the top of the grill here. Let's see what's going on there. There's some more bolts. See if I can clean those a little bit. And that's known as Mama's WD-40 or 409. Okay, so you can kind of see those, where the wiring goes with these. Seems to be a bracket. Hold on. It's right here. For the lights. Wiring harness. Here's the hold down for it. In the back of the headlight bucket. See how that's kind of mounted. We'll go to the other side here. And then the radiator, which I believe is a later radiator, as I'm told. It's not a slat radiator, but the motor is also later. So over here, we've got the this wonderful horn, although the correct horn bracket is still there. So let's go down here, the fuel system, kind of see what's going on down there, and the steering box. It's down there. I don't know how clearly I'm going to be able to get the steering box and kind of see what's happening down there. Now it appears that this gusset here on the front of the body tub is cracked. You can see the split. That will probably need to be replaced. Here's the wiring terminal, which is right there. The wiring appears to have been replaced on this, and another bonding strap is right there. And here's some of the springs and things on the carburetor. There we go. Kind of see what's going on there. Okay, let's look at the carburetor. The markings on the carburetor. I believe this is possibly a correct carburetor. Again, I'll defer to the people who know everything there is to know about carburetors. And also there's supposed to be a marking, like a C on the throat. There appears to be, and then there we go there. Take out that marking, and there is that marking there. So the head is a post-war of some kind. And okay, let's go towards the front here. And there's the fan blade, and actually it turns fine. I haven't tried to do anything with the crankshaft down there. It's just kind of hard to get to with that shroud. Again, this is a tetanus case waiting to happen. Okay, let's go over to this side. Kind of see the Jenny's supposed to have like an oil filler thing on the back. Again, I can't see a data plate on it, but you guys can know what you're doing. Check that out. Now, the block itself, we believe, is from late October of 1942. And see if you can get the numbers a little bit easier for people to see on it. I've posted, there you go. I posted pictures of that before. Again, here's the head, which is incorrect. Again, it's got the correct Slat Grill battery tray on it, although part of it's pretty weak. This back piece it looks like it's covered with oil on the generator side. Was bent down, and I went ahead and bent it back up straight, although if I did much more messing with it, it would have broken. So I'm probably going to have to fabricate a new piece. But I think overall that bracket is savable. Here's the sort of air deflectors on the inside, what that looks like. And then here's the other headlight bracket. I just want to see what that looks like. I haven't tried to move those at all because it seems to be rusted. Imagine that. Okay, and here's I believe that's like a shield of some kind, like a rock shield perhaps. It's down there at the bottom. It's intact. The regulator, pretty sure that's been replaced. Although the holes are still there for the correct regulator, and this battery strap is still here also, which is kind of helpful. Here's the fuel filter. Pretty rusty in general. Probably savable. And this is the piece that really convinced me to buy this slat, and that was the pancake oil filter. Seems like it's in pretty good shape, rebuildable, and haven't really messed with it too much. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. There is oil in it, which is good. It doesn't look horrible. There was no coolant in the radiator. Okay, here's the coil. Get back in there in the coil. Kind of see that. Can't really make much out of it. What you can see from this angle. It's probably been replaced over time. Let's go inside the distributor. See what's going on there. Voila. Hello. There's the inside of the distributor. A little better light on it. You can see inside the distributor. Some junk inside there. And the rotor. Doesn't look horrible. Just some stuff is collected in there. See, I think this thing probably ran as recently as 10 years ago. There we go. Okay. Again, this is not going to run for a while. Just kind of put that back on there. Okay. Let's go underneath it. See what we can see. The front differential. Here's the steering bell crank. Some kind of a skid plate has been added, looks like, on the oil pan. Maybe the oil pan had rusted out or something. Back there. And here's this, the front drive shaft. There's a skid plate back there. Here's the frame. Doesn't look horrible. Let's go on this side over here. sure what you can see there. Okay, we'll come underneath the middle of the Jeep and then we'll do the back of it also. Okay, and here's a little better look at these. And the springs, things like that. Okay. Cameraman's not doing a very good job with this. Okay, let's get up. And drop this. Okay, the windshield, I believe I covered this before. We'll just kind of take a look at it. It's a incorrect, it's a taller outer, and it's most likely rebuildable. I will probably get rid of this when I get my replacement. I know that there's a new reproduction that's coming out up for this, and I've also got a line on an original. Get a little more cord here for my light. And here's the dash. Okay, the data plates are gone. Here's the inside of the windshield. These are the those are the brass windshield catches, and these are the original safety strap connections. I believe these are the correct gauges, all of them. I wasn't sure about the temp gauge. They're going to need to be rebuilt. The Speedo is a later Speedo. It's not a slat Speedo. Some cool stuff on the other side I'll show you when I get over there. Okay, here's the seat pan and the seat back. Kind of see what's going on there. Look at the back of this. It's parts. We'll look at these parts in just a minute. Here's the seat, the back of the seat itself. Again, very, very restorable. Still got the footman loops underneath it. Not too bad a shape, really. The front floor is toast. This has actually been break it off. I went through and vacuumed all this and got a ton of stuff out of it. There is the original safety strap, at least on this side, and here's the outer of that. Now the body panels on the tub, the side, have all been covered over. My guess is that it's probably rotted out lower and they just did this for cosmetics. Here's the seat bracket. Over here, can't really tell if there's a marking on the bolt. There's barely a bolt there. Here's these pieces. This has been dented in over here. There's something kind of interesting I noticed here. I believe they actually used the swivel for the top bow, actually to hold probably some sort of a shortened just cab top on it. So it's kind of fascinating. Okay, let's look at some of these parts. See if I can put this someplace where it will stay. We'll look at some of the parts that came with it. Okay, corner grab handle. Not in the best of shape. One thing that strikes me, in fact, it's leaking rust. One thing that strikes me about these grab handles is just exactly how light they are. Like they are half the weight of a repro, and I'm sure some of it's rusted away, but it's pretty light. Here's one that could be repaired by someone that was highly motivated and had the skills. Again, it's much lighter than I would expect it to be. But so that's the corner ones. I'm gonna clean these up and definitely reuse these. One of the grab handles, originals. And there's another one right here. Kind of see that one. If there's any markings or anything on there, anybody wants to see that. It's got a little bit of a dent in there, which could be filled in. There's the underside of it. Okay, the bumperettes came with it. These are probably original bumperettes. I haven't really checked these to see if there's any markings or anything on them. There's the inside of them. Again, pretty good shape. My guess is these probably weren't on the vehicle the entire way. Here's the other one. Again, probably original. Perhaps maybe changed out during the motorpool rebuild that this thing has clearly been through. Kind of see that. Spare tire brackets had a rough life. This is probably original. A correct replacement that's occurred at some point in its life. Kind of see it. I'll show you the outside before I show you the ugliness of it. And these are kind of stuck. Well, looky there. I've just noticed this. That is a Ford mark on it. So this has been changed out at some point in its life, and it's actually been extensively repaired. You can kind of see right here this. Get focused here. Got this kind of ugly weld on it. Right there. Other side's got the same thing going on. Let's go on the underside of it. It gets even worse. Again, I'm pretty sure Henry Ford wasn't doing such a bad job at this point. So this thing's had a rough life. So the Ford markings on it actually kind of makes me wonder, should I fix it and put it on my my GPW script and put that one on this one? So I don't know. These things, you know, you find new stuff on them every single day. You work with them. Yeah, this is kind of bashed in a little bit. And I had some curiosity about the seat pan, the rear seat, and the shape of it. I've been working kind of hard to get this thing to move. It's got a lot of penetrating oil on it. Here's the seat pan itself. It's actually got a bit of a dent in it. I don't know if you can make that out from the video itself. Kind of show you what that looks like. The back panel has got the correct the engine crank bracket is still present, and it's got the hold tabs on both sides for the engine crank. That's there. See if I can move this seat upward. Give me a second. Okay. There is no evidence of this ever having a spare tire or a hand pump on there. So here's the shock tower. Kind of see that one maybe a little bit clearer. Those are intact. Here's the footrest on the driver's side, and here's the one on the passenger side. Let's see if we can get any markings. Seems like the other side is not in good a shape. Let's look at these and see if there's any markings on those. Something's on there. Something on the heads. Okay, so here's the, it's got the correct double hinges on here. Let's go ahead and open this up and look and see inside. This side does have the catch on it, and it's actually rusted out. Not too bad though. I think this could be repaired. Here's the catch on it. The catch looks like on there. And here's the outside of it. What the outside of it looks like, for those of you who would like to see that. And here's the rear seat bracket. Those are intact. Kind of see that one over there. And it came with the gas can, which I will not be mounting back on it. My GPW doesn't have one either. Okay, here's the corner, the rear corner. Looks like a piece of that's been cut out, and this is kind of straight. And here's the seat bracket. You can kind of see that there. Kind of a marking on this bolt. Some kind of a marking, looks like. Okay, let's go underneath the middle of this side of the Jeep. Let's see what we got going on. Okay. So here's the front drive shaft. I think there's some kind of a different, like skinny versus fat drive shafts. That looks pretty skinny to me. Here's the shackle and the side. I think people wanted to look at markings for attaching the bolts. Markings on the bolts. So we'll kind of clean those off a little bit. Let's see what we can find. Ooh, that's not good. Never noticed that before. Okay, so here's this bolt. See that one, and that's kind of ugly. Some kind of piece of wood there. Yeah, you can kind of see where the floor is just gone on this, which is not a surprise from the upper end of this. See that? That's all kind of rotted out. I think basically below the floor line, this thing is, the tub is kind of shot. Looks like that gusset is not too bad. Yeah. Here's the rear drive shaft. Scooch a little bit. Again, that looks thinner to me than my GPW. Here's the shackle on the rear. And then it's got the rubber stopper on there. There's the shock itself. Here's the again, this has been had combat wheels on it. Here's the rear frame bracket. Looks like there's the bracket for that too. Kind of see what's going on there. Okay. Let's look up here. Hat channels. Used to be hat channels. Also, if you'll notice, there is no step that's been omitted at some point during a repair. Okay. Gosh, 40 minutes already. Let's go around to the other side. Let's see what's going on here. The light is stuck. The wheels, all the wheels are combat rims. And this one has got a lockout hub on it, which will come off. Looks like torque reaction spring has been added. It's kind of what it looks like to me. Okay, here's the shovel bracket. It's still there. Windshield bracket is right here. And then they ran a hydraulic line actually through the frame for the windshield wiper. Of course, this has all been covered over. We dropped the windshield. Of course, there's always one that catches. There we go. Here's the seal for the windshield. Again, this windshield's probably going away. And it's had this added onto it also. Not sure what that is for. And here's the catch. Is up there. Obviously, this is going to need some love. Here's the review mirror bracket. What's left of it, and the safety strap. The safety strap piece on this end is gone, and it doesn't have that modification with the swivel on it. Obviously, somebody added an incorrect gas tank. In fact, it doesn't even really go into the sump. So, looks like the front seat is in pretty good shape. It doesn't need too much work done to it, other than some cleanup. And it's got the stone guard there in the back. And a lot of crud. I took about 5 gallons of junk out of this, to include half of a wet vac today. Let's go under the dash here. You can kind of see what's going on. There's the dimmer switch, the pedals, the footrest, and the starter. The transmission, those pieces are all just stuck. They're not moving. Here's another view of the gauges and also the lights. This is some kind of cool stuff here. The choke and throttle switches are stamped, and the letters stick out on it. Here's the switches blackout drive, and I'm guessing this would be the headlight switch. Well, that didn't go so well. These are all just kind of stuck in place, but since this would not have a blackout drive light, I'll have to see if it used the same switch or not. Here's the different gussets and things on here. And here's the one-off steering wheel, special steering wheel, only used on this particular Jeep. In fact, as I was driving back after picking this Jeep up, a guy I wanted to buy the steering wheel off of it, and I was like, heck yeah, PayPal me right now, you can have it. The turn signals, things like that added. As soon as he saw pictures, he changed his mind for some reason. Let's go underneath, see what we got going on down here on the driver's side. Okay, so there's the clutch bracket, or clutch pedal, brake pedal, lots of junk and crud under there, bell housing. Ooh, that'd be fun with the muffler covered with all that oil. Leaked oil from something. Not real clear where that would have come from in that location either. So again, you can kind of see what's left of the sump. It's pretty much gone, which is good because I can replace it with a correct one. People want to see bolts, body bolts, things like that. See what we got going on right here. The mounting bolts. Here. Not really anything significant going on there. And can't really see much. Here's the underside of it. Let's get back under. Springs, rear tires. Underneath here, kind of see what's going on there. No transmission. Not sure if we got anything on there. Again, here's kind of the, there's the patch job with the galvanized steel that's on the side and the bottom of the incorrect tank with the easy access gas tank sump that I have. Okay, look inside the fender here. Should have to do that on the other side. We didn't do that. You can see that's kind of all gone. Looks like that is probably savable. And then there's the rear tail light bracket is still there, but the opening has been covered up. Again, here's the combat rim. Okay, we're getting there. Here's the side. Let's open up the toolbox. Looks like it did at some point have a trailer light added, and it was actually cut open to add that, or a bracket was mounted or something. There's no lock on this side, it's gone. And it's got the two hinges. Should be correct. The galvanized replacement actually had the body handles attached, which is probably why they have the crap beaten out of them. Okay, let's move around on the back side. Get a little more cord. Footman loops, original footman loops. There are mounts on it. Here's a, if I can get any markings off of that. Okay. Many of the footman loops are still there. It looks like 2 are missing. And here's the Willie stamp, what's left of it. Looks like they actually cut the galvanized to go around it to save it. we'll get inside that other fender well. Need a little more cord to do that. And there's the tail light. It's buried in there. Here's the other side of this. Kind of see what's going on there. So it's not too bad a shape. Okay, let's go down. I'll look at the back end of things here. So here's the cross member and the pintle. It has a eyelet on both sides. T64 mount, I believe it is marked steel on it. You can see the, if I can get a good shadow, maybe STELL. That's there. Of course, it's stuck. You can kind of see the width on it. Looks rather thin compared to my GPW one. Let's go on this side over here. See what we can get for markings. Okay, there we go. Kind of see. If I can get some of those markings to pop a little better. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got here. There's some sort of a marking there at the top. And then I believe it does maybe say steel down here. I might be wrong on that. But kind of a different design on the handle for that. Again, here's the Willie stamp, kind of up close and personal. Let's go underneath. Look at the rear differential. Again, it's pretty dirty. And here's over there. Let's kind of go over here. See what you can see. And then here's the underside. What it looks like with the cross member. Still kind of dirty under here. But again, I think the frame is intact. Okay, and here's the spare tire that came with it. Again, it's combat rim. Looks like the bolts are kind of shot on this. I don't know if this is safe or not to use. I know that a Repro slat rim is not going to come out for a while. I'm not a big fan of trusting my life on old crappy rims. Looks like the inner is in not too bad a shape. So I may take this one apart after draining it of all the air and just kind of see what it looks like. Maybe doing that one first and then trying to decide about the other ones. So we are at the 53-minute point in this video. So that's the Slat. That's what it looks like right now before I start doing much of anything to it. So anyway, I thought you would enjoy seeing that. It's I know it's a long video and it's kind of hard to move around and get good camera shots and things like that. I hope I tried to answer as many questions as I could. But anyway, that's MB101109 as found in mid-October 2020. So hope you enjoyed this. Have a good day, and I will catch you on the next one.